So my name is Annette Kawira General Manager at PRISK. PRISK stands for Performers' Rights Society of Kenya. I'm recently appointed, about 3 months old, very excited to join this very noble cause because in my legal practice I've specialized in intellectual property, and this has been my love ever since I was a little girl. So I've been doing this for the past 4 years, very actively. Previously at the Ministry of Sports, I was very instrumental in the drafting of the Sports Act, which I'm happy to say commenced and is already in place. I've been very active in forums as regards musicians, being that I'm a member of MCSK and I'm a member of PRISK because I'm also a performer, and therefore I'm very excited. I'm very excited as a fresh appointment for my fresh appointment at PRISK, and I know there's a lot of work to be done. So PRISK, as I said, stands for Performers' Rights Society of Kenya, and we represent performers in a fixation. By a fixation, I mean something that is recorded and that can be replicated or played somewhere else. PRISK is licensed by Kekobo, Kenya Copyright Board, and so are all the 3 societies in Kenya. At the moment, there are 3 CMOs in the country, which is MCSK, CAMP, and PRISK. The procedure of becoming our member is very simple. You just come to our office with your work in a CD format or in an MP3 format, and through this work you become a member. Of course, there's a criteria that you go through, and our application fee is about just 1,000 shillings. It's 1,000 shillings for PRISK. Now, the moment that you bring your work and you're approved as our member, which approval is done through our board, we now upload your work into our system, our data system, our collection system, which is called Distro. So through Distro, we now input your work. And this work is now what we monitor throughout the year. So if I bring my song Pole Pole and I want it monitored, so I bring in my work, and the system, every time that song is played on radio, in any station, the system manages to pick up that song as a recording. So this system generates IDs, an ID for an artist or for a song actually. So every time that song plays, it is recorded as it's monitored. So therefore, when we now have collected and we have X amount of collections throughout the year, when we feed in that data into the system, we are able to pay you for how many times you play. Now, for the sake of transparency, we ensure that every time that we pay out an artist, this payment goes hand in hand with a financial statement, a distribution financial statement that will now tell you you're being paid X amount because your song played X, Y, and Z times in these places. So what we monitor right now is radios. And as at now, we are now managing to monitor about 160 radio stations throughout the country, from which now we generate logs. I would say that as a collective management body, our role is to collect and to distribute royalties, which means I collect from the users of music and distribute to our rights holders. However, I'd like to emphasize to the users of music that when there is resistance when it comes to collection, when a lot of users are running away from paying for musician, what happens is it is disabling the right holder, who is a musician. So for me is to ask users to oblige, and even as we grow and we are trying to improve ourselves, mine is to urge users to oblige and pay for the use of this music, because this music ends up benefiting the musicians. As I told you right now, we represent about 1,200 musicians, so you can imagine the kind of income we are talking about. In fact, survey has been done to show that the entertainment industry right now, this is a survey done by Deloitte, showing that the amount collected from music or the revenue around the entertainment industry is about 1.8 billion. However, how much of this gets to the artist? How much of this ends up to the pocket of the rights holder? Why don't we support our own musicians?